everyone, let's dive right into the updates from the Zaporizhzhia direction. The Ukrainian armed forces are making steady progress despite Russian attempts to encircle our units. They are coordinating their efforts effectively and repelling Russian attacks from the flanks. Notably, there has been successful advancement of about 650 meters near Verbove. However, experts suggest that we need to widen our penetration into the Russian defense at least twice as much because the current 10-kilometer stretch is heavily contested from both sides, making further progress challenging. Expanding the penetration by another 10 kilometers will be extremely difficult, given the fierce resistance faced for each meter gained. Instead, the decision has been made to push forward rapidly, break through to the last line of Russian defense, and reach operational spaces urgently. This strategy aims to render all Russian defense lines ineffective once the Ukrainian forces are behind their lines. While the Ukrainian forces are advancing, the occupiers continue intensive shelling along the entire front line. Ukrainian forces are reportedly inflicting significantly more damage on Russian positions than they are receiving. This information is corroborated by geolocation maps that illustrate the heightened drone and artillery activity. So, red markings indicate Russian strikes, while blue marks Ukrainian actions. It's evident that the fierce struggle for territory in this region never ceases. Additionally, it's been reported that a military base with equipment was destroyed following an airstrike near Tokmak yesterday. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to share this video on social media and watch it to the end. It greatly helps to promote my channel. Thank you very much. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers are attempting to retake lost positions near Urozhaine, resulting in ongoing battles. Shelling continues, but there have been no changes in the front line. Despite yesterday's reports of Ukrainian forces advancing near Vuhledar, which were not confirmed on the map, the General Staff reported shelling in Novomayorsk, indicating possible Ukrainian advancements. However, we are still awaiting more detailed information regarding the situation in this sector of the front. In the Kherson direction, shelling persists, and despite Ukrainian artillery striking beyond Russian positions, pushing the Russians significantly away from the front line, remains challenging. Therefore, the situation regarding shelling remains complex, and there have been no changes in the front line as of now. In the Bakhmut direction, there has been a recent success for the Ukrainian forces as they finally managed to liberate Andriivka and are now conducting final clearances in Klishchiivka. The occupiers there no longer have a chance to hold their positions. Recognizing that their southern flank has been completely cut off, the Russians are attempting to launch attacks on the northern flank to at least retain it. However, their successes in this direction haven't been confirmed, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Avdiivka direction, there is currently low activity. The occupiers are not engaging in offensive actions, and there are fewer reports of heavy shelling. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian forces are in a defensive posture with no significant offensive actions reported, and further south in Mar'inka, following regrouping, the occupiers have resumed their attacks with shelling taking place in Krasnogorivka. It's essential to know that while I often mention that offensive actions have ceased, there have actually been more than 13 attempts to break through, and each of them has been repelled by our units. In the Kupiansk direction, there are ongoing offensive actions in the area near Yagidne, but the Russian forces seem to have exhausted themselves and they are unable to mount large-scale attacks on the Ukrainian forces' positions. As a result, the Ukrainian forces have successfully repelled these attacks and there have been no changes in the front line over the past day. In the Svatove area, all Russian attacks have ceased and only Shalin is reported, so the situation there can be described as stable. In the direction of Kreminna and Siversk, none of the Russian attacks have been successful and each attempt has resulted in losses for them. Therefore, the Ukrainian forces have been holding the front line without any changes for an extended period. The occupiers are left with no option but to continue shelling along the entire front line. However, if we look at the map in general, we can see that the number of shelling incidents is not the highest it has been throughout the war. Also, Russian correspondents are also reporting that today the Ukrainian forces are firing significantly more shells at the Russians than vice versa. This situation makes the answer to the question of whether ammunition will be transferred from North Korea to Russia automatic. Ammunition will be supplied in any case, and Mark Milley commented on this situation.
The recent meeting between the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, and the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, as reported by the Associated Press, may potentially lead to North Korea providing Soviet-era 152mm artillery rounds to Moscow. However, it is not yet clear how many or how quickly this could happen.
Also, yesterday President Zelensky announced in his address that preparations for the Defense Industries Forum are continuing. This will be the first event of its kind to be held in Ukraine and is scheduled for this fall.
Wish you good health, dear Ukrainian men and women. Today is a meaningful day. We are preparing for a strong second half of September. Strong in terms of our international work with partners and the decisions we are implementing here in Ukraine. Dozens of negotiations have already been planned, and there is a clear schedule of meetings. There will also be clear and specific results. Another important point to mention. We are continuing to prepare for the Defense Industries Forum, the first event of its kind to take place in Ukraine. It will happen this autumn. Interest in the forum is very high. This fully reflects Ukraine's strength and potential, our ability to defend ourselves and help other countries preserve freedom and international order. Already, 86 leading defense companies from around the world, representing 21 countries, have confirmed their participation in the forum. Our task is absolutely clear: to provide Ukraine with all the opportunities to produce weapons and ammunition, to provide modern technology, to have reliable protection against any form of aggression. Moreover, of course, to share our defense experience among allies and partners. The world must be stronger than any threat to life from aggressors or terrorists. This week, we have made significant progress in implementing existing defense agreements and other support packages. Denmark, thank you for the new defense package, which is already the 12th package. Equipment, ammunition, and missiles for our air defense. Germany, thank you for the new batch of military aid. Belgium, your participation in our pilot training is approved. Thank you, Norway, your decision to provide additional funding for Ukraine's recovery. It's crucial. Thank you, South Korea. Thank you for the new financial support agreement. The United States, the new sanctions decision to limit Russia's ability to engage in terror. Thank you, and of course our warriors. All brigades and units currently in combat. Kharkiv, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Kherson regions. And those who have already achieved important results for Ukraine this week, and those who I am confident are preparing to contribute to Ukraine's success. Thank you. We are all proud of our warriors and are committed to strengthening our defense and security forces. Glory to Ukraine!
Friends, and that's all from me. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.